sometimes the water just gets slightly polluted and it allows invaders to come in. And one of the worst invaders is something called bullfrog. So if you go out at night and you hear a bullfrog in a pond, that's a polluted pond. Because the bullfrog wouldn't be there otherwise. The bullfrog can't take the acid waters.
So you got to care about the aquifer if you want to have a stream to paddle in, or you want to have the natural habitats for all the creatures that live there, and if you want to have much of the water supply, and all of the water supply on the coast depends on the aquifer.
Just generally, there's a lot of concern about what kind of management we're going to see for public land holdings. And I mean particularly lands that are held for conservation purposes. So, you know, I think there was no more like stark example of like the realization of our fears when a few months ago the Bureau of Land Management, which owns huge tracts in the West and is a big, really owner of conservation land and steward of conservation land. And suddenly the masthead on their website one day went from 2 kids hiking this beautiful scene of rolling hills behind them to literally a wall of coal.
One of the things that has become abundantly clear over the last few decades is that the environment, in public surveys, the environment always ranks in the second tier of what's someone's top priority. What are they most concerned with? It always ranks anywhere between like 9 and 19 in the list of items. So consistently behind things like, as you would expect, economy, public health, security, defense, energy. And what I've found is that is very misleading. First off, it tells elected officials, well, it's a priority, but it's not really a big priority. And as a result, we get an occasional elected official, maybe an Al Gore, or we have a local state senator now who also really has the environment as a core driving force for their campaign, their work. But more typically, it's kind of an afterthought. It's something, you know, we come back to for most elected officials of either party. But it's misleading because the environment is not something you can just compartmentalize. It's something that impacts all those items above it.
Pirate adventure.
And what are you about to have?
An adventure!
Excellent. Woo! It's now adventure time.
You want the paddle, the blade, in the water, and you're pulling it from here, just past your hip, and then forward. So that's a forward stroke.
The bottom line here was that if you look over to that map on the wall, but basically the red is what was polluted in the 70s. And how that was defined by New Jersey DEP and the federal government was that it was condemned to shellfishing. So all that red area behind Absecon Island, Brigantine Island, and Ocean City was polluted.
If you went out to the aeration basins, this is what you would see. It's about 96–97% bacteria, and the remaining 2 to 3% are various species of protozoa and a couple species of multicelled animals like nematodes and rotifers. These are the same microorganisms that you find in topsoil. You find them in these sediments of lakes and ponds. And the function of performing here is the same one that they do in their own natural environment. They're taking organic material, they're consuming it, breaking it down, and they're reproducing it.
So this is all of the trash, regular household trash, commercial trash that's coming in today. So now we're going to go in the recycling center first. Now this is plastic material that we don't accept that gets pulled out. They're separating, they're taking whatever has gotten through the system as much as possible. Because markets grade facilities on the quality of their materials, and this facility always has had a very high level.